The boy ran with everything he had. In the end, he crossed the finish line first and everyone envied him, but he couldn't feel happy about it. When the media cameras turned on him, he couldn't hold back his tears because all he'd wanted was that third place prize, a brand new pair of sneakers. Just a few days earlier, he'd accidentally left his sister's shoes outside a vegetable shop and a homeless man had picked them up. By the time the boy came back out of the shop, his sister's shoes were already gone. When he got home, he'd guiltily told her what had happened and she was devastated. Without shoes, she couldn't go to school. When their father found out, he was furious because their family was very poor and they simply couldn't afford a new pair of shoes. So the two kids had to take turns wearing the only pair of shoes the family owned. That day, it happened to be the sister's turn to take a test at school. Worried she wouldn't finish in time, so she scribbled down her answers in a hurry and turned in her paper early, then dashed out of school and ran to find her brother. Because the boy had no shoes to wear, he couldn't go to school at all. But as she was crossing the drainage ditch, one of the shoes slipped off her foot and fell into the water. She tried to grab it right away, but the current was too strong and her arms too short to reach. The shoe drifted under a stone slab and never came out the other side. When she looked closer, she saw it was wedged tight underneath. She immediately burst into tears. A shopkeeper noticed her crying. The kind man grabbed a stick and cleared out the drain, and the shoe finally floated free. A street sweeper who saw what was happening helped fish it out of the water. When the sister brought the shoe back to her brother, he snapped at her for getting it wet. She burst into tears, feeling aggrieved. Back home, the two of them carefully washed the wet shoe together, and somewhere along the way they ended up blowing soap bubbles side by side. Watching the bubbles catch the light, they forgot all about their troubles. The next day brought good news. The school was holding a long-distance race. The prize for third place happens to be a brand new pair of sneakers. So the boy pleaded with his teacher and secured a chance to compete. From then on, he trained hard every single day because he wanted to win those sneakers for his beloved sister. On race day, the other boys showed up in sharp running gear. Only the boy was wearing a pair of worn-out old shoes. When the starting gun went off, hundreds of boys took off running, and he ran for the promise he'd made to his sister. He pushed past one competitor after another, but at one point, another runner accidentally tripped him. He didn't give up. He was back on his feet in an instant. In that moment, all he could see was his sister's face, hurt and in tears, running as fast as she could. He fought to hold on to third place, but by the final stretch he was completely spent, too exhausted to even keep track of where he stood. As he crossed the finish line, he asked what place he'd come in. His teacher scooped him up and lifted him high, announcing that he'd won first place. Everyone around him was cheering, but he was the only one who felt crushed. He walked home with his head down and found his sister looking just as downcast. He took off his worn-out shoes and dipped his raw, blistered feet into a basin of water, and deep down, he made himself a silent promise. When he grew up, he would give his younger sister the most beautiful pair of shoes in the world.